So, hi everyone. Um, so this is the stream I was playing last week, but last week my internet connection decided to say nope. So yeah, that's why we're doing it today. So we're going to take a look at one of those older chronographs. Let's get it in focus. That's better. So yeah. This is an old style of chronograph. The way this one's laid out, let me zoom in a bit. So here you can see the second hand. So this is the second hand, not of the chronograph, but this is the second hand of just the movement. And then if I start it, you can see the second hand of the chronograph running. Stops here, and that's also resets. So right per second time, you see it resets to this is start, and then stop, reset, and this is the minute totalizator here. It's only a 30-minute one. That's very typical for chronographs of this age. And there were chronographs when you had like a ring on the outside, where you could put a mark to match the hour hand. So you could kinda keep time of the hours to like things longer than half an hour, but in general they were for half an hour. What's also typical about watches from this age, but this one doesn't have it. Usually there were on the minute totalizator there were a few marks indicating a times for making calls, because calls would get gradually more expensive the longer you would call. But this one doesn't has it. What's also very common is around the outside you had a tachymeter. Tachymeter allowed you to measure speed across a distance of 1 kilometer. So it would be an average speed. Oh, wait a minute, I'm getting a call. Be right back. And I'm back. Sorry for that. But yeah, what I was about to say that some of them have marks here. I think it was 3 minutes and 5 minutes, and it had those marks because phone companies would charge gradually more per minute after a certain time, so people would start their chronograph to know, like, oh yeah, now I need to pay more. I'm starting to pay more. So I'm going to place this one on the microscope, and I'm going to show you like the tachymeter and the telemeter this one has, because this one has a telemeter too. So here you can see the telemeter, and this is the outside ring is the tachymeter. So tachymeter is really simple. You start a chronograph at the start of a 1 kilometer mark, you stop it at the end, and you can read off your speed. And then the telemeter has not really much of features these days. Most important feature now is counting, measuring the distance a lightning storm is away. So the way that works is that you start your chronometer when you see lightning strike, and you stop it when you hear thunder, and then you can read off the distance in kilometers. I don't know, you can't really see it that well. Let's zoom in a bit. So here you can see telemeter, and then kilometers, and then this is the outside, which is speed. And then, like you can see, it doesn't really have the marks here, just the 30 seconds, and that's it. So now it's time to take a look at the inside. Let's start zoomed out. So basically you can see here, so this is the balance escapement, and like this wheel is the wheel that's connected to the second axis. So this means that for one rotation this wheel makes 1 second has passed, and you can see that there is this gear here that's running with it. So this wheel always will run whether the chronograph is running or not, but when the chronograph is started, this one will catch onto the central second wheel, which is the chronograph. That's the chronograph second wheel. So yeah, going to show you what happens when I start it. So that's a reset. So that starts here. So now you can see this wheel moved and is engaging with the center second wheel. What's one thing curious about this one engaging with that wheel is that you can see the tooths are way finer on this wheel than on that wheel. So normally we will do an engagement of the two wheels gears of 2/3, but in this case, because there are two different teeth sizes, it's only 1/3 of a teeth. And then another thing you can see, like it's happening right now, is that it catches. So on here there's a small little one teeth that catches with this gear, and that will advance this gear one, and this gear is the gear that's attached to the minute hand, so the 30-minute dial that's here. So let's zoom in on that a bit more, and then I can show it more clearly. So here you can barely see that heat poking out, but it's like you can more see its shadow than the real thing, I think. And when it advances till here, it will move that one gear teeth, and in order to have a really nice indexing, you can see here this small spring. This makes sure that it will only advance one teeth at a time, and only it will advance in such a way that it will stop at one of the indexes. So yeah, now we're going to see it happen. You can see, yep, it jumps only once. So, and then like there's reset. So you can see you have those two hammer-like things. These will come down and move towards here, and like here you can see there's like a bit of a heart-shaped disc. It will hit those discs, and because it's heart-shaped, it will always go to the flat spot of the heart, and that's the reset position. So when I do stop now, and if I push once more, you see it move. That's a reset, and it also disengages the connection in between here, because otherwise if you would both reset them at the same time, that wouldn't work. Because these grease drive each other. If you don't want to get them at the same time at 0, that won't work. So that's why it disengages. So now let's look at what's behind all of it, because there's behind all of those movements. So normally in some chronographs it's a distinctive piece, but here it's just part of like one big thing. So this bridge also serves as the memory for which state something is. So as you can see, if I start this, now if I stop it, you can see that this lever pushes it. So now it's started, and I can't push start again. If I push start again, nothing happens. But I can reset. I can stop first. So you can see the lever drives it. And now I can start again. So you can see. But I can only go from reset from at stop position. So once this lever is in this position, if I push now, I can go to the reset. The more modern chronographs have a feature that start and stop is on the same button, but in those older ones it rarely is. And like now you can also see the disengagement of all the gears, definitely when I do the reset. So yeah, that's basically all there is to this type of chronograph. So it's basically just like a basic movement with a few gears on top, and then like I said, this connection, this gear is just mounted on the same axis as the second hand, and it drives the rest of the movement. Yeah, so that's about it for this. I want to show like a standalone stopwatch, all the style, and that's what I'm going to do now. But yeah, that's this. It's very cool. And then if I have time next week, I will show another one. So let me quickly show this. So this is another one I have in for repair. This one was after water damage. It's 7753 movement from ETA. So this is a modern chronograph, definitely 7753. And yeah, I need to do a full service on this one. I don't know what I'm going to stream or what I'm going to film about it, but I will definitely show the workings of it. So that might be when it's fully assembled. I don't know yet if I'm going to assemble it on stream. Would be fun to do. but I don't know yet. And then also, like, I'm probably going to do a video about how to make it waterproof again, because that's going to be an interesting. Because like normally when client asks if voice watch should be waterproof, it mostly is waterproof. But in this case, we already know it is because it has water damage. I cleaned the dial already a bit. I still have some more cleaning to do. But yeah, that's maybe for next week. And now let's take a look at something a bit bigger. So this is an old World War II style chronograph or stopwatch. So those ones are very simple, because they even just stop the movement from going, because they don't have to keep time. They only have to measure a certain time. So I don't know if I can show it, but because it's a bit maybe I can show it on the microscope a bit better. If I have something that I can lay it on to. Well, no. I'm just going to remove the plate first. Because there's something special about the plate too. So yes, on the top of the plate there are 2 screws. You have to be very careful unscrewing those, because we don't want to scratch the dial. But yeah, this is the way it was done back in the day. You can just lift the dial off with the hands in place. Kind of preferred way of doing it with hands in place, because those heart-shaped discs I showed earlier, well, they are just there. And if you would remove the watch hands, it's going to be a big pain to get those hands back in the right position, while you can just leave them as is, don't worry about it, and just remove them together with the dial. So, as we see here, going to switch back to the microscope. So basically this is just a very simple watch with the sole purposes of measuring one time until it is stopped, and for that reason you can see here the balance they just block the balance with this little pin, and when we start it, it just gets released. So when I start it, by pressing it down, I don't know. Come on. can't I get it to start? Yeah, it's like really hard. You see that pin move? Yeah, it's probably dead because it isn't fully round. So yeah. Now you see it move, and then the moment you push it, it stops. Pretty nice. So that's basically all there is to one of those old stopwatches. So it's just basic movement, a gear train with a balance. Balance gets stopped. This is, by the way, switch escapement. And then whoop, push it, stops. Push it again, it starts again. So stop, reset, start again. So that showed from the other side. So now it's running. Stop. Now it's reset. So you saw those two hammers go to that. That's why normally those heart-shaped discs would be. This one shows it a bit clearer. Then I push again. It goes, and the thing that keeps everything in sync is this. So every time the crown gets pushed, this wheel gets advanced one notch, and there are cutouts on it that make all the levers do what they are supposed to do. I don't know. I'm thinking about removing this plate, but I'm pretty sure there's a powerful spring under there, so might remove it, but I don't know it's going to stay in place. So let's see. If it's going to happen, it better be happen on camera, right? I know, everything stays nicely in place. I probably can't actuate it, but I can show it. So, back to the microscope. It is. Yeah, so this arm, so it's pushed by the crown, it advances this. You can see there's like a ratchet teeth on it, so it advances by one each time, and then those notches they make the levers go where they need to go. So when there's, for example, when there's nothing there, it will reset, and then when there's something there, it will block the balance, and so on. So that's basically, so it's either balance is free, it's not free, then it's running, and when it's not running and there's no notch there anymore, it's time for reset. So basically it's there's chronographs and chronometers and all like this, like the stopwatch. It isn't that hard. What I'm going to show probably next week, the 7750 or 7753, they are a lot harder because they keep not only seconds, they keep minutes, but they also can keep hours. And once you're up to that, then it starts to get complex on both sides of the movement, for space-wise, and then things start to get really cool and interesting. But for those like I showed today, it's easy, real easy. So yeah, let's take a look at another one. So let's put this one back together. Let's get the bridge back on. So let's put it back on. Oh, fit like a glove. And then putting the thing back on. You can't do it while it's in reset position. But, and anyways, it's not too easy to get them matched. Because they want to go everywhere. Everywhere except where they need to go. There we are, I think. No, somebody else. So I've got one on, the center one. And now to get another one on. Now let's get the screws aligned. Not going to screw it in fully yet. So. Let's get the other one in too. And now they are loose. Bum. If we do start, stop, reset. Look at that, perfectly. That's better than mucking around with alignment again. Off they go. So this is another movement. This is a long row movement. They are very famous. I think this is a long row 51, but like whether it's a 51 or 48, or they're all pretty similar. Let's see. Let's get the sticky out and. Let's see how they. Oh, is this also? Don't know it by heart. Yeah, it's also same. So it's start, and then reset. This one goes a lot smoother. So yeah, let's put this one under the microscope. Well, let's make it easy for myself. So that's stop and reset. Yes, and then this is start. This is start. Yeah, that's start. Like this movement isn't running because I don't have a winding stem for it. But like you can see, it's actually the same. So this lever again pushes against here, and it's all in one piece again. So this keeps track of where it is, and then this is only allowed to be pushed from out a certain state. Same goes for the reset. We don't want a reset to happen while it's running. Although, like some watches, like Watt/Pound, for example, that's something you want to do. For Watt/Pound, that's something you can do. But that's a whole different mechanism. I don't own one myself, but I do hope I can get my hands on one soon because they are awesome. So for those of you who don't know, Watt/Pound has a secondary. So they have two second hands for the chronograph, and you can, with the push of the button, you can make one stand still, so you can write it down, and then with a second push of the button, join to the other one and put it back on the current timing, which is very cool. The mechanics behind it are not that hard, like they're not that complicated, but in practical it's it's a highly advanced system nonetheless. But I'm not even going to start explaining it because it is way too complicated to just explain without showing it. I did had another watch with a chrono inside of it. Be right back. Can you see if I can grab it? So, this is one of my own collection. But as you can see, it's the same layout as the one I showed in the beginning. But let's see what's inside of it. So this is one of my own watches. It doesn't run at the moment. It needs service. But basically, it's the same concept. This would be start if it would be running. Like you can see, there's not much activity. Yeah, you can see the levels a bit better on this one. So yeah, so this is start, this is stop, this is reset, and now you can go from start again. There's really not much live in there, is there? Oh, kind of want. Let's see, can I start a chrono? Nah, that was short-lived. Anyways, not what I want. Anyways, this is all I had for today. it was fun showing it off, definitely with new microscope. And there's more to come on the microscope. But yeah, this is all well, not that I've got time for, but this is all what I wanted to show. So bye bye everyone. Normally, if I have time, like I said earlier, I will do the stream with or do at least something with 7753. But for now, bye bye everyone.